All right, boys. So I know a lot of you guys are kind of stressing out right now because maybe you're feeling like you didn't save up enough Saint Quartz for the anniversary. Castoria is a supremely hyped servant, and people have been saving ever since she was announced over on the JP version of the game. Like maybe you're one of those people that's been saving for like 2 years plus, right? That can be very insane and can be a little stressful as she is now around the corner. You know, we know she's coming out around June 3rd, and I wanted to kind of shine a nice little ray of hope down on people, right, if you will, because I wanted to kind of just do a video going over all of the Saint Quartz that you will be getting during the anniversary, because it is quite a lot of Saint Quartz. There is an insane dummy amount of Saint Quartz that you can get just by kind of like logging in for the 5th anniversary. But here's the thing. The reason I want to do an announcement kind of a little bit before the anniversary is coming out is because you have to actually kind of like put in some work to get the Saint Quartz, right? Basically, they are going to reward you based on pretty much how much you've been playing the game, right? Like, are you up to date on your free quests? Have you been doing all of your strengthening quests, all of your interludes? Are you completely caught up on the story? Like, all of that stuff is absolutely 100% rewarded with the 5th year anniversary, and we're going to go over all of that in today's video. If you guys want to support the channel and like that daily FGO content, make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you want more content, I stream every weekday over on my Twitch. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, the first main thing that everybody should be getting, regardless of like how long you've been playing the game, is this bit right here. This 90 Saint Quartz. I imagine if it's not the exact same Twitter campaign that JP got, I imagine we'll get something similar. I cannot see them being like, well, we gave JP a 90 Saint Quartz Twitter campaign, but we're only going to give NA like a 60 Saint Quartz. Like, I don't imagine that's going to be a thing. That just seems very bizarre. They can literally just copy and paste the other Twitter campaign, and we should get these 90 Saint Quartz, which is basically 3 multis, right? Which is really, really good. It means no matter what, you can already just be like, I'm taking that 90 and you can just add that to the pile of Saint Quartz that you already have, right? So you should basically count on this to make sure you get it done, right? Like to make sure that you actually get the Saint Quartz. Although, do keep in mind, clear Fuyuki, but clearing Fuyuki is literally the easiest thing in the world. Even if you just started like your account today, you could just bring a friend like Ku Alter, Arjuna Alter, Herc, and not only beat Fuyuki, but you could pretty much beat all of the main story and everything. You could pretty much solo all of the content in the game. Yeah, like, so you could definitely, this should just be, everybody should get this. There's like no excuse to miss out on this because you just have to beat literally the easiest thing on the planet. Then we have the new extra missions that are going to be coming out. And this is what I mean by staying up to date on things. So have you finished Lost Belt 1 and Lost Belt 5.1? If you have, that's a free 20 Saint Quartz for you. Are you up to date on the free quests as well? Did you finish all the free quests for those as well? Well, that's another 20 Saint Quartz right there. And in total, regardless of having like all of the strengthening and interludes done, that's still 40 Saint Quartz. That's an additional multi you can chalk into your account if you are up to date on, you know, all of the story and you're up to date on all of the free quests as well, which again, like I was just saying, anybody can realistically do, right? If your account is a bit newer, or you literally, again, just started playing today, go get some like really, really strong friends. I mean, for instance, you can join the Discord. My friend code is posted in there, so I can try to add people, but you know, usually my friend list is a little bit more on the full side, but there are plenty of people in the Discord that you can friend that will just basically hard carry you throughout the entire story, right? If you need something specific, because there's a lot of boss fights that can be cheesed by having a specific servant. Say, for instance, Qi Shi Huang in the end of Lost Belt 3 is easily cheesed by Jalter, right? Jalter also very, very good for the Zeus fight in Lost Belt 5.2. You know, just examples like that where you can get a specific servant that just literally can just cheese a fight super easily. The only thing you might struggle with as a newer player is going through Shimosa, because Shimosa, they make you use Musashi, but thankfully you don't have to beat Lost Belt 1.5 to start doing, well, not Lost, but I guess Epic of Remnant, but you don't have to do 1.5 to start doing part 2 stuff, which is all the Lost Belt things. So at the worst case scenario, the only stuff you wouldn't have is the stuff for doing Shimosa, right? But that'll still put you pretty up to date on a lot of this other stuff, you could still get like your 20 from up here and everything. Now, if you're someone that's been playing the game for a while, make sure that you are up to date on all of your strengthening and your interlude quests, because this is a decent chunk of Saint Quartz right here that you would just be leaving on the table if you are not up to date. Now, unfortunately, this is a little more locked behind having a better account, because not everybody's going to have a whole heaping just girth of servants right on their account that they can just constantly do a bunch of strengthening quests and a bunch of interludes, but you can still scrape a lot of them by leveling up your 1, 2, and 3 star servants, because keep in mind, most of those low rarity servants all have strengthening quests, because none of them, when they first came out, had their third skills, and so they introduced a lot of strengthening quests to give those 1, 2, and 3 star servants their third skill. So a lot of them, just by leveling them up, you get free strengthening quests, right? Which not only give their own Saint Quartz for doing, but then you also earn Saint Quartz back for, you know, doing the missions as well. So if you find yourself at like 85 strengthening quests and you're like, oh man, if only I could hit 90 for that additional 10 Saint Quartz, level up your Eric Blood Axe, level up your, I don't know, your Medusa if you haven't done so, your Medea, all of these other servants, right? Because they're very, very, very cheap and easy to level up. You really just, it's really not a whole lot of work to level up like Eric Blood Axe, right? Because like, even if you're doing 3 stars, they only go to level 70, and they're still fairly cheap with the statues and the monuments and everything, right? The only thing is that, like, maybe avoid doing casters, because you might want to have the caster material and like the pages and everything for Castoria when she comes out, so just kind of be a little bit more mindful about spending those resources. But yeah, this is very, very rewarding for staying up to date. But the big just Mac Daddy of the celebration is definitely the update when it comes to Saint Quartz fragments. So as you guys are all aware, when you're doing a mission in FGO, you have the little arrows on the side, right? They tell you how far you are into the mission, right? Like, so some quests might have 3 arrows, some might have 5 arrows, etc., right? After this update, for doing every single arrow, you will get Saint Quartz fragments for doing each individual arrow. But if you've already done all of that, then they're just going to give you all of the fragments, right? And the total amount is 1,046, which if you divide that by, what is it called? 7, I believe, right? Because it's 7 Saint Quartz fragments for 1 Saint Quartz. You could take your 1,046, divide that by 7, bada boom, bada bing, you're getting yourself a nice 149 Saint Quartz, which is about 5 multis, right? It is like right under there. So this is definitely a hefty amount of Saint Quartz that you can go ahead and get for yourself if you're still up to date on everything in the game. So just making sure that you don't like skip out on any of this, right? Because this is a lot of Saint Quartz that you can have available to you as long as you're basically staying up to date. I mean, again, this should be pretty free for everybody. Just literally finish Fuyuki, make sure you're up to date on that. There's also like, there's a login 10 ticket right there, which that's basically another multi. There is, I believe it's under here. Yeah, there is like extra tickets you can get over here as well. So it's just like, there's other tickets and stuff that are available to you. I believe there's also a gift thing in the shop. There should be like a little, a goodie bag, right, is what we call them. That you should be able to get in the shop that also gives you some not some Saint Quartz, but some tickets as well. But I'm not seeing that on here, but that should also be a thing. I'm not sure where it is, but usually every anniversary they bring a little goodie bag that it's like a really, really like cheap, it's like only like yeah, here it is. There we go. There it is. This is it. This is the goodie bag, right? It is like very, very cheap. Just costs you a couple mana prism. I mean, you should get this mana prism amount from just logging in, right? Because as you guys saw, there was the what's it called over here, or was it somewhere in here? Yeah, look, cumulative login. You get 200 mana prisms, and you can literally just use that over here for the 10 for 10 tickets, right? Which is insane, right? Like that is literally an additional multi. So like you can get like 20 multis basically for free just on tickets as well. So yeah, I mean, if you start adding that up, it's like, oh yeah, you can get like 150 from staying up to date on the story, and then an additional 40 if you're up to date on like all of the new missions that come out, and then you have another 90 coming from just logging in. So you'll have yourself getting very, very close to about like 10 multis from raw Saint Quartz, depending on how many strengthening and upgrade quests you've been doing. And then also you can just count that you have another basically 2 multis from tickets alone. So yeah, I don't want to stress anybody out. You do get a very, very hefty amount of Saint Quartz, right? You get a really, really nice boost to your savings, but I would still do as much as you can to save, because while this was really good for people on the JP version of the game, there were still some people that didn't get Castoria, right? Like, there's a lot of people that got her specifically because they gave out so much, but there were still a lot of people that didn't walk away with Castoria as well. And I don't want to see anybody not get Castoria, because she truly is a game-changing servant for your account. She definitely makes your life so much easier while playing the game. But hope this was very informative. I hope this kind of helps you guys out, and you guys realize that even if your saving hasn't been the best, kind of like myself, because we bought a little hard for Summer Musashi, there's a little bit of copium you can, take to be like, well, okay, it's not all that bad. We'll get some Saint Quartz, and we'll get a lot of tickets and everything. But with all that being said, you guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace, late guys.